Hi, I'm Kyle Dukowitz, and I'm reading the book Hillbilly Elegy by J.D. Vance for my summer reading assignment for my APL&C class. This book wasn't really my number one choice, but it got put as number one for my group, and that's what we got assigned, so that's what I'm going to read. And I'm a little bit excited to read this book. I haven't actually sat down and read a book in a while, so we'll see how that goes. I think this book will be somewhat about politics and about hillbillies and how they're either getting discriminated against or living day by day in our society. And I guess I'm pretty excited to read the book and meet with my group over summer and see how things go.
My name's Arshdeep, and my book to read in the summer is Hillbilly Elegy. And the reason I chose it was because I wanted to learn more about the hillbilly lifestyle and why Donald Trump was elected, like why majority of hillbilly votes went to him. I anticipate the book being about J.D. Vance's life and insights to Southern hillbilly life and explaining how they are, how they became who they are, and like everything else. And I'm looking forward to seeing the world from a different perspective, like it's way different than mine. And also I'm looking forward to discussing the book and how our opinions differ on certain topics or subjects. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Scary, and this is my pre-reading vlog. I chose the book Hillbilly Elegy for my summer reading assignment. I think this book is supposed to be sort of like an autobiography about J.D. Vance, who's the author of this book, and his life growing up in a middle-class family and some of the experiences that he had. And also, I think it's supposed to be about politics and Donald Trump and why he got elected and all that sort of stuff. So that's the reason I chose the book, is because I don't really know a whole lot about politics. I don't really follow all of that very closely. So hopefully one of my goals by the end of this book is to understand a little bit more about politics and all of everything going on in the White House right now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting started reading, and I'll check in again soon.
Hey, this is Kyle, Steve, and Jimmy, and this is our first meeting for chapters 1 through 5 of Hillbilly Elegy. I'm going to start off with my question. My question for you guys is, why do you think JD's mama had 8 miscarriages before she had children?
I think it's because of the stress. Like her first pregnancy was at age 13.
Was it 13?
I think it was at a young age, and then they moved away, and so like she was like running away, and they had financial issues. So I think because of the stress, she couldn't recreate.
Yeah, and it was a long time ago. So I mean, they probably didn't have like the medical
knowledge.
Yeah, like whatever for
Supplies,
like yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah, to like, you know, help out that sort of thing if she's having a problem, you know. So I mean, I don't know.
Our sleep here with Kyle and Jimmy, and our summer book was Hillbilly Elegy. And my question for chapter 6 through 10 is, if they were so poor, why didn't they run to any government support like their neighbors had support?
Didn't it? I remember Mama saying like she like really looked down on those people and like was like, oh, you know, screw those people for taking help from the government, like we don't need their help and stuff. I think that's like the sort of attitude that they had towards it.
Yeah, I agree with that. It seemed like Mama and Papa were pretty like stubborn when it came to spending money and getting help from others. Yeah, they kind of wanted to be independent.
That sounds good.
So I'm Jimmy here with Kyle and Arshdeep, and this is our video for chapters 11 through 15 of Hillbilly Elegy. So my question for you guys is, why does JD talk about how proud he is of, you know, making it out of Middletown and, you know, making it to where he is, being a lawyer and all that, but then when he's confronted, he gets too flustered to talk about himself, and he almost seems like ashamed.
From like personal experience, I know people that have had a rough past don't like to like talk about their past a lot. They kind of talk more about things that are going on in their present life, you know?
Yeah.
Like
didn't he run into that lady at the gas station and she like had the Yale shirt on and he's like, oh, you go to Yale? And she asked him if he went to Yale and he's like, nah, my girlfriend does, but I don't.
Yeah. I think it was because like being a hillbilly, he didn't want to look down upon his like past and his upbringing. Instead, he wanted to like think of it as a good thing. A positive.
Okay.
Gotcha. And not like only be known as a Yale kid or person.
Gotcha. Yep. Hey, it's Kyle Dukowitz again, and I just got finished reading the book Hillbilly Elegy by J.D. Vance for my summer reading assignment, and I really liked the book. I thought it read a lot like Glass Castle, one of the books that I read last year in English, and one of my favorite parts of the book was at the start of the book, talking about where JD's family came from, like his cousins and uncles and grandparents and stuff. I thought that was really cool. And I kind of got bored towards the end of the book. It made it a little bit difficult to read when they were talking about JD's like law school and all those like the politics and government stuff. That made it a little bit harder for me to read. But for the most part, I was pretty correct as to what I said in my pre-vlog about what the book would be about. It was kind of about hillbillies a little bit, like not too much. It's kind of where he grew up, and it explained kind of how he grew up. But for the most part, I was correct. I really enjoyed the book, and I would recommend it to anyone.
The book was Hillbilly Elegy. I found it interesting. If I had to rate it out of 10, I'd probably rate it like a 7 because it never really went to the topics I wanted it to, like politics. And then my favorite part is like all the crazy stuff they do, like cutting someone open with a saw and all that. And I think my least favorite part is like how many times JD repeats himself. I think the book could have been shorter if he didn't do that. And I think my prediction was pretty good. I knew it was going to be about his life. I never, but I thought it would have a bigger role in politics too, and just explain a lot of that, but it really didn't, if you ask me. And then the most difficult part was keeping up with where he moved and just all of that. I think that was kind of confusing because he kept switching places over and over.
What's up? It's Jimmy checking in one last time. This is my post-reading vlog for Hillbilly Elegy for the summer homework for APL&C. My overall reaction to the book was I liked it. I really liked the book. I thought it was interesting. My favorite part of the book was the part where he was talking about law school and like his first 2 years when he had like all the meetings with people and tried to get a job, had all the interviews and stuff like that. I thought that was really interesting. I didn't realize that becoming a lawyer was like so in depth, like you had to have a lot of connections and stuff. I thought that was really cool. And my least favorite part was the beginning when he was like introducing his family, which was all like useful information, but it was just kind of boring to read, and it was like the first 50 pages, so it was kind of hard to get started. I was wrong about my initial anticipations of the book. It like didn't say anything about Trump at all. It was kind of political towards the end, but overall the book really wasn't that political. It was more of an autobiography, which I was right about in my pre-reading vlog. So yeah, overall enjoyed the book and looking forward to beginning class.